So, Isha, tell us about your childhood. How were you as a child? And did you always think that you're going to grow up as a dance practitioner? And I think most importantly, what I want to know is how did dance exactly flow in your life?
I was practically born into dance class. Like every birthday, every event of mine was linked to the dance class didis in general. And I remember विनीता दी एंड ऑल टेलिंग मी स्टोरीज लाइक पता है तू डांस क्लास में हमको डांस नहीं करने देती थी, ऐसे हमारे टांगों के बीच में से आती जाती रहती है. तो those are some fond memories. Plus I guess just seeing dance class happen every week since I was born just sort of gave me a schedule of my own in that class, that okay, Wednesdays and Saturdays this is going to happen. I guess I soon just grew up not knowing what dance is, not knowing what Bharatnatyam per se is, but I just always wanted to be with the didis, and that wanting to be with the didis slowly evolved into wanting to be a dancer and wanting to be a Bharatnatyam dancer, and clearly here we are today.
I can see how you have enjoyed growing up as a dancer. Beautiful. Now, regarding your college, so if I'm not wrong, you were a key member who was involved in creation of the Dramatic Society in your college. So, what was that all about? Share with us. And also, if I'm not wrong, you had performed in the CWG. How was that experience? It sounds really big, right? Share with us.
CWG is something I cannot forget. It was a very stressful time, and I was actually surprised that my mother actually thought of sending me for the CWG during my 10th. But I'm glad she did, because it was a completely different experience. So it was a whole roller coaster of emotions. But on that last day, when we stepped out onto those grounds for the umpteenth time, but also for the last time, it was magical. You couldn't see anything apart from those flashes of cameras and the sea of people. You couldn't really see the people, but you just saw such a huge crowd, and for the first time it actually felt like you're being watched. It was a completely surreal feeling, and I'm really blessed to have been a part of it. Coming to Dramity, that is a name, I think, if I remember correctly, one of our juniors had suggested it. It was Akash's idea. Akash was another batchmate of ours, and he and I were the only two from our batch who were part of the Dramatic Society. So that was another amazing experience. Dramity is still a family. We're still so closely in touch with each other. We keep having reunions, and I really hope the bond Dramity shared and continues to share doesn't break or change in any way.
That's really nice. So, keeping your school, college aside, as a person, you're very emotional, right? That's how I've seen you. So, see, people have their own ways to vent out their emotions, right? I know, I'm sure dance is one of that. So, what are the other ways apart from dancing that helps you to connect with yourself better?
Whether it's sadness or happiness, I've not really ventured into much other expressions, but yeah, these two cliched expressions are generally what I try to express through dance. And apart from that, I write a lot. I used to create music, and but yes, dance, music and writing have to be my first three go-to places to vent out or let out any emotion. and then I go to my people.
So just before this lockdown started, you had traveled to Thailand along with Akka, and we could see you along with a bunch of women, having a good cultural handshake. So how was that experience? And were you proud? I mean, you were representing Bharatnatyam, an Indian form of classical dance. How was that experience? Share with us.
Thailand was a different experience, when you're going out on your own with your own event, you know exactly how you're going to carry out things, exactly what you're going to do, exactly where it's going to be, how it's going to be. But when you have someone else organizing it for you, you have to adjust to their timelines, to their changes in plans. And that's something that I was not used to at all. I guess it was also a huge learning process of how to coordinate with other artists and how to share the stage with other artists while not stealing anyone's spotlight. It was surprising how people who had no Indian background, they still want to know so much about it. The most fun experience for me, I think, would have been the Bharatnatyam workshop which we did with Patricia, where we dolled her up as a Bharatnatyam dancer. We really couldn't tell the difference that, she's not a Bharatnatyam dancer, she's a flamenco dancer, but you could not make that distinction. It was a really lovely experience.
That's really a matter of pride. And back here in India, all of us from KKD, we were actually very proud of you. Extremely proud of you. Now coming to your bucket list. So see, many of us who love traveling, they have a bucket list which consists of traveling abroad, visiting foreign countries, etc. But when it comes to you, I've always seen you sharing a dream that Dee, I want to travel India first. I'm eager to know more of it. Please tell.
I've only traveled to 2 places outside of India, that's Sri Lanka and Thailand. And they're both beautiful places and they have so much in common with India. But that's similarity is what keeps drawing me back to India, and the fact that I still want to explore my own country first before I go out anywhere. I think India has so much to offer in terms of nature, in terms of heritage, in terms of art, food. India has so many different cuisines in itself, and I want to explore all of that before I go outside.
We can be good travel partners. I also love traveling, and though I didn't think it your way, but then that's something to learn from. It's beautiful. So how do you exactly see yourself as a teacher? Do you enjoy teaching us?
Being a teacher has been a trend that has been followed in KKD since its inception, I guess. And that's one thing Mom has always, tried to impart to her students, that the way I teach you, you should be able to carry it forward. And that is something that all of us try to do in some way or the other. I think I most clearly remember Pavan Bhaiya and Shalini Di taking our classes. And Shalu Di used to be this nice mix of strictness and compassion and hugs and cute cuddly stuff, and then used to come Pavan Bhaiya's class, which we all dreaded from the bottom of our hearts, but none of us would miss it for the life of us. So though we all have Akka as our main guru, there is a lot of inter-learning that happens with our peers, with our juniors, with our seniors. There's so much to learn from each person in dance class. There's always this constant give and take of knowledge and experience in KKD, and I think that's a beautiful thread that binds this family stronger together. It becomes an intrinsic part of who you are as a dancer.
what about your photography? I mean, I have been always a big fan of your editing, and you know that, right? So, how did you meet your camera first? Tell us about that.
Just like dance, photography has also been part of me since I was born. My Dadaji was a really passionate photographer himself, and he had passed that on to Dad, and both of them passed it on to me. So I was always fascinated by the camera. I've always loved the camera, being behind it and in front of it. In college, I was constantly photographing events. At my first job, the report they published has my name as a photographer. So I think both dance and photography are like the two big bean bags that hold me down and balance me out on each side.
So now that you have decided that you are going to pursue further studies, how do you think you're going to manage an equilibrium between dance practice and your studies?
I guess symbiosis in itself holds a lot of possibilities and opportunities that await us, and there's no way I'm not going to be in touch with KKD on a constant basis. We'll still be on the same online classes, and we'll still see each other just as often.
So the last question, do you have any particular message for all of us? I mean, especially the junior section who are very new to Bharatanatyam.
This is a question that I've been asked so many times, and I don't think I still have a valid answer to it. It's just one thing KKD has always been very heavy on is that if you are not interested in it, don't join the class. Then secondly, give yourself time. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to become, the next big star in Indian classical dance. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to go through the Teyatei, the Teyum Tattat, which are like your 1 + 1 = 2 if we equate it to maths. But if you want to get to the Pythagoras theorem, you're going to have to go through all of that and BODMAS and all those boring stuff to get there. And once you get there, this boring stuff is no longer boring. So give yourself time and give your dance form time. It's going to take a while, but it's worth it in the end. You'll see.
Yes, as I had suspected, quite nigh an opener, and some very, very welcome iterations in that interchange. Well, we will be back next week with our next episode of Super Solo Saturdays, and maybe in the not too distant future we will be able to bring to you live performances. But till then, in this lockdown period, a little bit of unlocking by meeting all of you in ether. Until the next time, with lots of good wishes for a super week. Namaskar.